Northern France, 1940. A cold, relentless rain is sweeping in from the Channel, clinging to a heavy gray sky. The world feels muted, waiting. Suddenly, a shadow glides past, but there's no engine noise, no familiar hum of a propeller, just a dry, cutting hiss and a fleeting flash of metal against the clouds. This machine doesn't belong here. An F-22 Raptor, a ghost from the 21st century, has just torn a hole in time and appeared in the middle of World War II. For the pilot inside, the situation is dire. No resupply is coming. No, there are no logistics, no ground crew, no specialized maintenance. He has only the fuel in his tanks and the weapons nestled inside his aircraft's bays. The ultimate question hangs in the air, heavier than the storm clouds. If this technological monster, this apex predator of a future war, fought in 1940, could it single-handedly change the course of history? Let's put this into perspective. The F-22 Raptor, born from the ambitions of the late Cold War, remains a symbol of modern air power, an icon of aerial dominance. Its design is a masterpiece of stealth, making it nearly invisible to radar. It can supercruise at Mach 1.5 without needing its afterburners, pushing its top speed to over 1,700 kilometers per hour. Tucked away inside its internal weapon bays, it carries 6 AIM-120 AMRAAM missiles, each capable of striking a target from over 100 kilometers away. For closer encounters, it has 2 heat-seeking AIM-9 Sidewinders, and if things get really personal, it wields a 20mm M61A2 Vulcan cannon, a terrifying weapon that can spit out 6,000 rounds per minute. This combination makes the F-22 a true ghost in the sky. It strikes from beyond the horizon and vanishes before the enemy even knows they are under attack. Now, who were its opponents in 1940? The German Luftwaffe at that time was arguably the most powerful and battle-hardened air force in the world. Imagine this. Dawn breaks over the English Channel. A confident formation of Heinkel H-111 bombers, flanked by their protective screen of Bf-109 and Bf-110 escorts. Drones steadily towards Britain. They are the masters of this sky, their dominance undisputed. The air is calm, the formation tight. And then, without warning, one of the Heinkel bombers simply explodes in a ball of fire and wreckage. The German pilots are thrown into a state of panic, their heads swiveling wildly, scanning the empty sky for an attacker that isn't there. They see nothing. What they don't know is that dozens of kilometers away, an F-22 Raptor has just launched a single, long-range missile. Before they can even begin to process what happened, 2 more of their aircraft are torn from the sky. The Raptor, its work done, pulls up, climbing effortlessly into the clouds and disappearing without a trace. It leaves behind only stunned, terrified pilots, unable to comprehend the silent, invisible death that just visited them. Shortly after, a new squadron scrambles from a base in northern France. Over a dozen aircraft, fueled by vengeance and confusion, take to the air. This time, they think, they'll catch the ghost. But the ghost isn't playing by their rules. Before the squadron can even form up properly, 2 of the escort fighters are obliterated by unseen streaks of fire. Chaos erupts. Pilots break formation, spiraling through the clouds in a desperate, blind search for the attacker. For a brief, heart-stopping moment, the F-22 Raptor flashes past, a dark, angular shape moving at impossible speed. It fires its last Sidewinder missile, and another bomber is consumed by flames. Then, just as quickly as it appeared, it darts skyward, a phantom that evades both German guns and any lurking RAF patrols. The pilot inside knows every second counts. Flying low burns fuel at a terrifying rate, and in 1940, every drop of fuel is the difference between survival and becoming a footnote in a history book that was never written. With only a few missiles left, the Raptor's pilot is forced to change his strategy. He can no longer afford to simply hunt planes. Instead, he switches his sensors to ground scan mode, searching for high-value targets. He's looking for the brain, not just the muscle. Among a web of cables and antennas on the French coast, he spots it, a German command and control station, the nerve center directing the bomber raids over the Channel. He locks on. Two AIM-120 AMRAAMs streak from the weapons bay. The impact is devastating. The radar base and the communications hub are completely obliterated. As the smoke clears, the German air operations descend into confusion. Orders are delayed, signals are lost, and entire bomber formations are left flying blind. Those few stolen minutes of chaos save the lives of dozens of RAF pilots who now have the time to scramble and intercept a disorganized enemy. It's a brutal lesson. Sometimes, time itself is the deadliest weapon. Now, fuel is critical. Missiles are spent. The F-22 pilot decides to risk one final, audacious battle. He drops low, descending like a hawk, and unleashes the M61A2 20mm cannon. He dives straight into a patrolling formation of Bf-109s. The air fills with the sound of supersonic rounds tearing through metal. German fighters, masterpieces of their era, simply disintegrate before their pilots can even aim their guns. The Luftwaffe pilots are completely stunned. Nothing they have ever seen or heard of moves this fast, this aggressively. The F-22 is like a phantom, 5 times quicker than its foes, a target that's impossible to track, let alone hit. When the smoke finally clears, only the burning wrecks of German planes drift slowly down through the clouds, a surreal, horrifying display of futuristic destruction in the skies of World War II. After that brutal, one-sided fight, the F-22 Raptor is running on fumes. The pilot knows that to continue fighting would be to risk losing this incredible piece of technology to the past forever. He makes a choice. He steers the crippled jet out over the channel, away from prying eyes, and ditches it into the sea. He ejects, saving himself, but ensuring the secrets of the future remain secret. The aircraft hits the waves, leaving a trail of smoke and steam before vanishing beneath the surface. Rescued later by a British patrol boat, the pilot remains silent, a man out of time, revealing nothing of his impossible journey. On the shore, British intelligence officers stare at strange, lightweight composite fragments washed up from the crash. They're unlike any material they've ever seen. No one can explain what they've just witnessed, only that for a few brief, terrifying days, the sky itself seemed to open a window into the future. The F-22's brief, violent appearance couldn't rewrite the grand narrative of World War II, but it left a profound and undeniable mark. Its lightning attack sowed fear and paranoia among German bomber crews. It created chaos in their command structure and forced the Luftwaffe to divert more and more precious fighters to escort duties, draining resources from other fronts. But more importantly, by destroying radar stations and stealing precious minutes from the warning chains, it allowed more RAF pilots to survive to fight another day. It saved lives that would have otherwise been lost. The F-22 didn't need to win every battle. It only needed to disrupt the flow of time itself, the most invisible yet lethal weapon of all. It came, it struck, and it vanished, leaving the sky and history trembling in its wake. The F-22 Raptor didn't arrive in 1940 to claim total victory. It came to change the very understanding of what war could be. In every engagement, it refused to let the enemy choose the time or place of battle. Each appearance was swift, precise, and ghost-like, as if the future itself had reached back to deliver a warning. In a world of propellers, machine guns, and human eyesight, the Raptor was a symbol of something else entirely: speed, intelligence, and absolute control of the battlefield. Its final, unspoken message is crystal clear. Victory isn't just about overwhelming power, it's about mastering the tempo of battle, seizing a rhythm that shatters your enemy's confidence and coherence before they even see who or what they're fighting. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through a fascinating what-if of history, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into military history and technology. We'll see you in the next one.